Good evening everyone and welcome back to this week's stream here in the Artemis Esports Championship. My name is R Greenhorn and I'm happy you're here to join us for this week's race in Tier 1. We're here after last week's fantastic finisher in Belgium at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. It was a fantastic race end with the win going to Ground Effect, Spec Racing, GSR, Blades of Feast taking that win for GSR. The week before, they got that maiden podium in Kota, and the week after that, they picked up that first race win of the season. So, very well done to the guys doing in GSR. I'm sure they can all push on from that fantastic finish. Everyone, I believe, is in the lobby. TIR, Total Impact Racing, have got a race ban, so they will be one driver down tonight. But, welcome along, everyone. I hope you're all ready for a very good race ahead of us. Just waiting on everyone coming out the pits. Yeah, so here we're here in the Yas Marina circuit here in Abu Dhabi, just off of Bahrain. Very good track to race at. Also, usually is a season ender, but here for round 5, obviously very early on in the calendar, long season to go. I can just read you out the current team standings. Also, I have to point out these haven't been updated since Belgium. I don't know what is going on down there with JT, but I'll read you out what I know so far from USA. So, Summer League Racing SLR lead the way with 108 points. Second place is BRT with 78. GSR in third place with 69 points. AMS in fourth place with 58 points. AERL in 54 points in 5th place. 6th place is TIR on 38 points. Invictus Racing Team in 7th place and 31. 8th place Eurotitan Esports, not usually seen them down that low. Last season's Tier 1 and Tier 2 champions. QRT jumping up from bottom place in 9th place with 19 points, and 1 point below them is Future Racing Team. So, hope everyone is ready for some exciting racing action. I believe we're going to have IRT Kieran getting us underway for the first lap of this session, just warming up the tyres right as he's about to round out the final 2 corners of this very long track. You've got a 305 metre dash from the grid to turn 1. He's going to round out the final corner now. He's going to go up in a 4th gear, get nice traction on the exit. We'll follow on board with the Alpha Tauri on this first flying lap attempt. Down into turn 1 he comes in. Going to hook up this lap, hopefully nice and together they follow on through this exciting lap. Also Abu Dhabi being a very long circuit, also you've got that 1.2 kilometre straight. You're on the throttle for about 14 seconds on that back straight, to be precise. He's coming up to the end of start of sector 2, down at turn 5. He's going to maybe get a tow from his teammate, who seems to have not really worked that out quite well, as he's going to have to actually move to the side as he comes down this 1.2 kilometre straight, down looking towards turn 6 at the hairpin. Let's hook this up nicely, braking nice and early. Second gear for Kieran up in a third short shift. Going to short shift again for better traction out of that corner, coming through turn 8 now, up looking towards turn 9 is towards the end of sector 2. He's going to hook up this lap with one more sector to go. 7 corners in this full sector. It's one of the most after the recent changes, obviously, from the 2020 layout. It's changed for 2021 now, changed for the future to improve racing standards, as said by the owners. This track is actually made, it actually cost them 40 billion to make, but that isn't just for the track, that is also for the surrounding scenes of the Yas Island. Also have the hotel, the Ferrari World theme park, the Yas Water World, and the Do Arena Concert Avenue. And that is Kieran as he's about to finish off that lap, almost into the wall. So that is Kieran's banker lap gone. I believe we're going to have people across the line now. VFR Prime F1 to the top of the session with a 23.40. T. Wilson follows him into the point 4 as well. Good start for Eurotitan Esports. Brent into the point 6. Elite Risk across the line for the McLarens, and SLR goes to the top already with a 22.986. Zinx Motion's coming through the end of sector 2 now. Simba Rocks just starting off his lap, trying to catch up with who is on a lap. I believe the Ferrari of GSR Delta is on his lap. He is indeed falling through him in this last few sectors, keeping it in between those white lines. You've got to be careful to not invalidate on those outside lines. It's very easy to do so as it comes through the last corner now. 4th gear for the Scuderia Ferraris across the line now, and it's to the top of the session it goes for GSR Delta. Strong start from him after last week's race win. Ads just rounding out sector 2 there. Start of sector 3 he comes. He's already done one of the 7 corners of this part of the track. flying through for what he knows absolute car park in front of him though. He's got every single car on the track in front of him. He's got to be careful he doesn't get blocked by them. He's going to fly on through the end of sector 3 though. 2 more corners to attack. First one is long right-handed corner, then one more sharp right-hander there. 4th gear all the way through, right at the curb on exit, adds to the line. It's a 23.3 for the Bunga Racing Team driver. AMS Riss as well jumped up into P4 and carried the goat as well, and that's Beller Fox into P3 for Future Racing Team, who currently sit bottom of the standings, so they've got to have some drive today to pick up some points and put their title charge back on track. Everyone else though seems to have either got their lap in or have really struggled out there. Zinx Motion seem to have had some problems in his lap. Simba Rocks though just going to cross the line now for SLR. Can he make it a 1-2 for them? No, he's going to go into P9 with a 23.524. Not some bad banker laps. I've definitely seen better than that. The AMS Term is still on his banker lap. Got a nice little toll there from his Alpine teammate of AMS Riss down that 1.2 km straight, coming through the end of sector 2 now. Turn 8, he's just flown through there. DRS opens up at this track. There are 2 DRS zones on this track. You also got the first one out of that back straight, and he's got that one there from turn 7 all the way through to turn 9. This long left-handed banked corner was changed to try and improve the racing standards and try and make it a bit more of an interesting race around the Ad Marina circuit, as he's going to fly through the end of sector 3 now. He's got 6 more corners to attack, make that 5, and soon make that 4. The corners come at you very, very quickly around this track. There's going to be 2 more corners to go. There's right-hander here at turn 15, sorry, now turn 16 at the last right-hander. AMS Term across the line now, and it's top of the session for Alien Motorsport. AMS Term 22.8, the only men in the point 8 so far. The Challengers driver who's competing in the F1 Xbox Challenger Series yesterday almost scored his first points of the season, but it was unfortunate strategy wise for him. Yes, so he's going to be trying to bounce back in today's AEC race and see if he can improve. I believe it's going to be a Bunga Racing Team debut for Ryan M. Recent changing from TIR. He's also known to have moved around a lot considering coming to teams. He had a long stint in TIR and now moved to the Bunga Racing Team. See if he can improve his racing up a bit more, see if he can score some good points for them today, as they're still currently trying to chase down SLR for this tier 1 title. Ryan M though just finishing outside to 1 there. Going to be coming onto the straight. DRS now open for the Alfa Romeo as he flies down the straight, getting up to about 203 miles an hour, maybe even more for those low downforce setups run by some drivers. Through the left-handed corner he comes in of turn 6 and 7. He's going to be on the throttle as early as he can through turn 8 for the DRS for the last time in the lap. Coming towards the end of the sector 2 split. He's looking to have a nice little second sector split now. 52.569 is the current sector split for BRT. Ryan M is going to be up through turn 9 there, right out that long and wide curb on exit. Turn 10 there. Turn 11 comes at you just as fast as turn 10. You got turn 12 not long after. Turn 13 now and 14 very fast, and the corners come at you very, very quickly. Got to react quickly and not invalidate or put it in the walls. You are very, very on edge with those walls on the outside of you. BRT Ryan M though rounds out the final corner for the Bunga Racing Team. Can it be top of the session for him? No, but it is into 4th place. Second row start currently for BRT Ryan M, and that's going to be a strong start for BRT. Adds P8, Ryan M P4. A couple of drivers back out on their out laps. I believe E.T. Wilson's actually no, the game has glitched me out there. I thought he was on a lap, but he is going to be one of the next people to actually start up a lap. So let's see where Wilson goes. Unless that is Kieran just finishing off his lap. It is Kieran on his final lap here. Let's see what Kieran can do through this last sector. Can he improve it? Finally get a timed lap, and I've just seen him spin through this right-handed corner last time out. 4th gear through that last corner for the Alpha Tower of Invictus Racing Team, picking up their second podium of the season last week from Lighty. And Kieran, who gave them their first podium in Kota, goes through to P6. We're going to follow on board now with E.T. Wilson, who's going to round out the final corner. No, it looks like he has backed off that lap. P11 currently for him. Is anyone else on that flying laps? It was like the Red Bull might be, if I can find out who it is. Let's see. I don't actually know who's on a lap here. It's quite a confusing time. I think the Haas on a lap though. TTR Tondis is on a lap. Let's follow on with him. So he's going to be flying through this first sector here for Quest Racing Team. Obviously quite a hectic week for them, being accused of cheating on their PC side. Xbox drivers leaving their main manager leaving the team. They've got a bounce back time here with TTR Tondi's being one of the only drivers really left in that Quest Racing team to try and get some points for them today. They've only got one driver in this session. Where can they be putting their Haas car to come to the end of sector 1 there through? Sector 2 is going to come now. 3 more corners left of this sector. There comes the second last, now the last corner of this section of the track, flying up through towards turn 9 of this long banked left hand corner. 2.5 tenths up on that bank lap he is. That will stick him into the top 10 ahead of VFR Prime and ETE Wilson. TTR Tondi's looks to be hooking this lap pretty nicely though. No invalidation so far, not like a lot of snaps either on the lap, not really pushing the limits as much as we usually see some drivers really go for it, especially in the likes of Tier 1. We've seen it in Tier 2 yesterday, a great battle near the end of that race. TTR Tondi's though get around it, the final corner now in that Haas F1 team car for Quest Racing team. Can he be jumping up into the top 4 there? Tondi's across the line, only in a P14 for the Quest Racing team driver. Elite Risk though is already getting his pace underway up there and at the top of the session now. 1:22.7 Zinx Motion trying to improve his first lap. He's actually down on that first sector. Zinx Motion is just going to fly through the straight now with the DRS open. Can he jump up into about the 205 mph mark, and if he can improve that 129 he's got? Down into turn 6 now for the AERT driver. They currently sit 5th in the standings, so they are very strong in Tier 2. AERT still trying to make some more improvements here in Tier 1, signing a lot of the QRT guys this week. So, on Twitter they've signed a few drivers. Still down on his lap though is Zinx Motion, 1/10.5 to be precise. That's not really going to see coming towards the end of this flying lap attempt during the middle part of this qualifying session. Through sector 3 he comes, turn 12 that was there, 13 and now 14. These double left-handed corners, going to make sure he doesn't cross that white line on entry. Keeps it nice and straight in between the lines, down towards the final corner now. Zinx Motion, can he cross the line for AERT and jump up into the top 2? Only P13 for Zinx Motion. Very fast session so far from everyone involved. GSR Delta is rounding out that corner. He seems to be off his lap. AMS Term is a 10th up. That'll put him just ahead actually of Elite Risk right now. He's going to be getting another perfect tow from his teammate AMS Risk, who's currently sitting in P10. So Risk is doing very nicely here for Term, making sure he gets a nice slip all the way down this straight. Term braking. Down in the 4th gear he goes through this end of the middle sector, up the hill. He goes there, clinking the curb on entry on the inside as we DRS down this straight with his very good straight line speed. But with this middle sector split B for the Alpine. Purple, optimal middle sector for AMS Term. That's a 10th up still on that lap. That'll definitely put him top of the session ahead of Elite Risk and GSR Delta. Not improving that final lap. Looks like a Mercedes going slow in the middle sector. Term though, 4 more corners to go for the Alpine. Oh, and that is an invalidation and shows how easy it can be to invalidate a fast lap like that. That's going to ruin Term's momentum there. He's going to dive right back into the pits. Adds though improved his lap now into the 22s. BRT Ryan M is actually up on his lap still, coming for the end of sector 2 there. Looks like he might have been a little bit over the white lines, but we will move on from that moment there. Ryan M, a couple more corners to attack here on his, I believe it's his Bingo Racing team debut. I can't confirm that. If any of the BRT guys are in the chat, can you say anything? Oh, never mind. Ryan M has had a little spin there on the entry of turn 14. Unfortunate for the BRT man. Let's see, and who is on a lap? Who can we get to show the people what it's like? Simba Rocks is on his next flying lap attempt. 4 minutes to go in the qualifying session. It's still Elite Risks in the top of the session. Simba Rocks diving into the pits. So everyone is in the pits now. We're going to be waiting on the final parts of the qualifying session. I'll say this is the I like to call it the boring part of qualifying. Nothing really happening with within the track. See TSR Cryptic though making his way out for Invictus Racing team with Kieran currently in P8. He'll be trying to improve his lap. And that isn't most lucky. Thank you, Kenzie. I do apologise to Ryan M on that one. I thought it was, but never mind then. Alright, still a good result though so far for a couple of teams. I'll say Elite Risk on pole for SLR, GSR with a P2, when Delta, Term P3 for AMS, BRT though, best team result so far, 4 and 6 for the Alfa Romeos, who are still chasing down that SLR teams. For anyone missed it, I will read out the team standings currently, not updated from Belgium unfortunately, but I do have the from Kota. SLR lead the way in 108 points, 30 points behind them is BRT in second place with 78 points. GSR are very close behind on 69 points in third place. Fourth place is AMS in 58 points, 4 points behind them is AERL in fifth place with 54 points. TIR sit 6th place in 38 points, 7th place IRT with 31, ETE sit 8th in 22, QRT finally off the bottom step in 19 points in P9, and P10 is FRT with only 18 points, but I believe in Belgium they did score some good points, so they will definitely not be bottom for long. TSR Cryptic though, I believe this will probably be one of his final flying lap attempts, unless he's got enough fuel to go for it again. He's not going to take a lot of curb on the entry to that final corner there for us. One of it might be his final flying lap attempt, but we'll see then. Can Cryptic move his AlphaTauri car out of that bottom 10 into maybe even the top 5 for IRT here? We'll see then. Sector 1 split coming up very, very shortly for TSR Cryptic. Not up enough for Cryptic. He's only about half a tenth down, but look at the car park ahead of him. Oh my goodness, he's going to get a nice tow from his teammate Kieran, but everyone else in front's got to get out of the way. And also the Haas might have actually blocked him there. Was that a block from TTR Tondies? We'll need to see, but Cryptic still getting a nice tow from his teammate all the way down the straight. He might have lost a bit of time from TTR Tondies there, but Cryptic flying through the end of the middle sector now. He might get a nice tow from the Alpha Romeo ahead here actually. So he's got to try and get out of the way of the Alpha Tauri. Down towards the middle sector split now line now. Can Cryptic keep this lap improved? He obviously was a half a tenth down the middle sector, 3.5 tenths up in the middle sector that is though. Come on, the end of the lap now. Sector 3 has always got left 7 more corners, make that 6. He's got to come through turn to 10. Can Cryptic be the man to jump Elite Risk and go on top of the session? 3.5 tenths up. That was a purple optimal middle sector for the Alpha Tauri. So he flies through the next parts of the track, the last 2 corners of this track. Turn 15 and now turn 6. He's got the Mercedes ahead who might block him in the end, but Cryptic is going to cross the line I think for one last time. It's only a 23-1, barely into the top 10, but you can arguably say he might have got a little bit blocked there by that Haas. Here's a man looking to make an impact for his team, the owner of future racing team Valera Fox in P5 currently, barely missing out on the 22s, but he is a tenth up in that first sector. Purple optimal middle first sector, sorry, for Valera Fox. Can he be the man to beat Elite Risks to that pole position? AMS Term though is answering quickly with a 22.6 on his final flying lap attempt. What a lap that is from the man in the F1 Esports Challengers series. We'll see Valera Fox though coming towards the end of his sector 2 split. Can it be him to maybe beat AMS Term to the pole position? 10.5 up is all it is currently. That'll be enough to get him into the 0.8. But can it be enough to break Term's 0.6 here? He barely missed out on the 0.5 of the AMS Term. Can he be the man to beat him to the 0.6s as Valera Fox rounding out the final few corners now? Can he be the man to beat Term at pole? Can he be the one to give FRT, I believe, their first pole position of the season? Last 2 corners now for the Williams driver. Is it going to be enough? 10 seconds left of the session is all he's got, so he wants to try and get another lap, and I believe it's too late. Valera Fox across the line though, and it's still P2 for the FRT driver. Elite Risks has backed off of his lap. He's done for this session. GSR Delta is still going as through the final sector. He comes now in that Alfa Romeo car. Can it be him to beat AMS Term to pole position? He was down on his time in the middle sector. It looks like no improvement from him in this lap. We'll see. Can it be Ads to beat him as he crosses the line? No, not enough. He smashes the Red Bull as he crosses the line, but not enough for Ads. And Delta has also backed off of his lap. E.T. Wilson, P7 at best for him. VFR Prime is down on his lap. IRC Kieran into the pit lane. Gary the Goat, P9 at best for him for GSR. AMS Risk across the line. Can he make it a 1-2 for Alien Motorsport? No, but it is P5 in the end for AMS Risks. I believe there's no one else really on a lap. Zink's Motion is actually 2.5 tenths up on his lap. And Simba Rocks coming through the end of sector 3 now. Can the McLaren be the one to beat them to the line? BRT Ryan M jumping into P4. Good luck there from the BRT driver. Simba Rocks 1 for Summit League Racing Team. Can he be the one to beat AMS Term at pole? Can it be a 1-4 sorry, for Elite Risk and Simba Rocks? One across the line now. No improvement there from Simba Rocks. That is disappointing. Zink's Motion finally getting that lap in. It's only a 22.9 in P7 for all Elite Racing Team. But what a lap though by AMS Term. 1:22.6 is the pole lap for AEC Tier 1. What a lap it was by Term. Valera Fox though in P2 as well, just behind him. And Elite Risks just just missing out on that front row start, but I'm sure he'll be happy with starting in the second row, right at the front of the second row. BRT Ryan M in P4 as well. Delta, he will not be happy after messing up that final qualifying lap, but fantastic stuff from AMS Term, taking pole position. We'll get the final race classifications up very, very shortly. Here we go then, here's your final classification of the short qualifying session here in Yas Marina. AMS Term top in the session by 1.5 tenths of a second. It's fantastic to see by a driver who's really shown some class in this F122 game. AMS Term top of the session in P1. Bolero Fox in P2 for Future Racing Team. Elite Risks P3 for Summit League Racing Team. BRT Ryan M in P4. GSR Delta P5. AMS Risks in P6. Zincs Motion in P7. Ads P8. ETE Wilson P9 and VFR Prime will round out the top 10. But guys, still starting in the points from the AEC point system is Gary the Goat, IRT Kieran, TSR Cryptic and Brent 1404. Everyone else behind them has got some work to do, it seems. Obviously the only QRT driver, P15 Simba Rocks, I'm sure he was disappointed with that one. The man that usually races in the World event and also AEC Tier S, so we'll see. Can it be the one? Can it be him to stop a charge from Term breaking away nice and early? Let's see. Can we see anything happen so far in the race? We won't be far away from lights out, folks, so I hope you're ready to stick around. I want to get some interaction in the chat then. We're going to ready up at 28 minutes. Who's going to win the race, folks? Who's going to take this race victory in AEC Tier 1? Who's going to walk away with the champagne in hand? Let's see then what do people say in the chat. Will AMS Term follow up that incredible pole lap and when we take that win? You see everyone picking their strategies so far. I think we'll see a couple of people on the medium tyres, but I think the majority of the grid should be on the hard tyre. Let's see then. I think everyone will be in the hard tyre compound. Will probably be the usual starting. So let's see. I'm gonna find out. What should we do while we wait? Should I spit some facts at you? So we'll get some facts for you. Let's see. Oh yeah, the race actually usually starts around 30 minutes before the sunset. You can kind of see in the background there's a little bit of light. They usually start the race in sunset and it ends at night time. Of all the 295 cars that have started the race, 252 have reached the end. That's an overall finish rate of 85%, which is actually quite impressive to be fair. 85% finish rate for a track that's been around for about, I don't know what it's like, 13 years, 15 years. That's pretty impressive. There's a 36% chance, apologies about that, of a safety car in this race. That's the usual around the Yas Marina circuit. And there have been 6 first lap retirements in the whole of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix history. The most recent one was back in 2018 by Mr. Nico, 2016 I should say, sorry, not 2018, by Nico Rosberg. I've seen Mr. Cabalda is in the chat. Kieran for the win. I wouldn't say that's a bad guess at all. I think Kieran's a strong driver. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to get a podium for his team. Seen it in Kota. I picked up that podium for Invictus Racing Team. Also, we've seen him a few times as well for other teams pick up other victories. So let's see then. Can it be Kieran that will take the win for Mr. Cabalda today? We're going to be lights out in 25 seconds. I'm going to just double check. I don't think there is a formation lap, but we'll just see then. Here is the tyre compound for everyone. Top 8 on the hard compound tyre. The 2 medium runners in the Euro Titan Esport, guys. That's surprising. Everyone else, I believe, on the hard tyres. NRX Flynn for AERT on the mediums. There we go then, folks. 1 second away. Here we go. We are here for lights out in Abu Dhabi and AEC Tier 1. We're going to see the 5 lights come on very, very shortly now. We've got 3, 4, 5 red lights in Yas Marina here in the desert. It's lights out and away we go. AMS Term seems to get away well. Bolero Fox up alongside him into turn 1 though. Can it be Bolero Fox into turn 1? Yes it is. Bolero Fox leads the race for FRT. AMS Term right on the back of Vanessa Elite Risks. Still on the back of Term as well. No movement for anyone else. Brent at the back. It has struggled. Jackson and Brent going beautifully through, and that's someone off the track there on the inside. Anyone moving it down the inside? Delta maybe looking at on Elite Vessel. Looks like the AMS Risk is sent on the inside on Zinx Motion YT. No movement anywhere else though, as they all come through very nicely indeed. Onto the main straight they come, 1.2 kilometres all the way down towards the end of Sector 1. That was a great start from everyone else, but Bolero Fox into turn 1, getting past the AMS Term, and what a start it was from the FRT owner. Ads getting through on his teammate and getting through on AMS Risk. Looks like there'll be a bit of battling in the midfield here. Through they go, everyone else just battling away at the back. It seems like Gary the Goat's getting through, massive battles in the midfield. It looks like someone's being right pushed against the wall. What is going on there? We're about 4 wide going up through the right handed corner. Who's going to be able to get ahead? It was it Alfa Romeo of Ads? It's up the inside of VFR Prime. Everyone's going around the outside on the medium tyres. Nothing happening again. A VFR Prime still through, but Ads still battling away on the outside, now on the inside. And VFR Prime sneaks back through for ATE. What a start, what a blitz start that was from Bolero Fox off the line. 305 metre dash it was, and Bolero Fox reacted nice and fast and up into P1. What a start that was from the FRT man. I can indeed show tyres, Clever. I can indeed. There's your starting tyre. NRX Flynn opting for the soft tyre, not the medium tyre as we saw in the race director. NRX Flynn there, yeah, trying to make some moves early on for AERT. TTR Tondies has lagged out, so even get him back in very, very shortly. Simba Rocks though, not a good start for him for the SLR man, down in P18. That's going to be a manoeuvre from BRT Ryan M. VFR Prime F1 on the hard tyre. The medium compound tyre though, it's just so much grippier, but Ryan M is keeping himself in there on the inside. He thought about it, not going to use too much ERS there. And it looks like as well ETE Wilson down at the back, he was going to get through on IRT Kieran. Good manoeuvres so far from everyone on the grid. No one making any dodgy manoeuvres, no one hitting anyone. We're all getting a bit better. That's going to be exactly what we want to see throughout this whole race. Lap 2 then, as Bolero Fox still leads the way, and RT Kieran's going to get back through on ATE Wilson. Around the outside he goes into the next corner. Wilson going to sneak back up the inside, and RT Kieran onto turn 9 they go, and that's a good move from ATE Wilson, getting back by, doing the dummy on Kieran, thinking Kieran's got by. He used a bit of his battery, and back through goes Wilson on those medium tyres. So seems to be struggling compared to the hard tyres. And VFR Prime has been attacked, and through goes AMS Risk. That was a nice move coming out of turn 12 there. A lot of hectic action going on during the first part of this race, folks. Good start so far from everyone else. So VFR Prime doing his best on the better compound of tyre at the front though. Still leading the way is Bolero Fox from AMS Term from Elite Risks. No one making any more manoeuvres. Zinx Motion, I believe, has gained positions off the start. We'll have a look quick. There you go. Bolero Fox up 1. Term down 1. Got GSR Delta up 1. Zinx up 2. Prime up 3. Got Flynn up 6. Cryptic up 3, never mind. Flynn is round. Flynn is spun round, I believe, at the entry of turn 3. And look at the inside of VFR Prime on AMS Risks. Great manoeuvre there from AMS Risks. It looks like he'll be still battling away all the way down the straight. Both got DRS, but it looks like Prime is burning a lot more battery. But might see AMS Risks maybe look down the inside. Into turn 7 they come though. Will there be any manoeuvres happening? Nothing happening so far. The Alpine is going to still look at the rear wing of a VFR Prime as he just comes up through turn 8 now. But still AMS Risk looking at the rear wing of the Mercedes car. But that was a good move there from the Mercedes, getting by on the straight nice and early. He battled away, he just could not keep his car in there though. Those medium tyres are really doing well for VFR Prime, and it looks like Kieran's getting overtaken again by Gary the Goat this time for GSR. Gary the Goat, a usual driver for GSR, a strong no assist driver I believe for their team, so he's doing very well so far, making up some more positions after pretty much a poor qualifying from the man who's usually up there in the top 5, but fighting his back way through. And it looks like at the back though, NRX Flynn, disaster is what you would call that, absolute disaster, starting on the soft tyre, trying to make up positions, and around they go. I don't know if he was caught up in an incident or not, but he will do his best. And they'll spin in that last corner there. That's Risks. Risk is spun pretty much down the straight coming out the last corner. They must have got some really bad wheel spin on that Alpine car, and round he goes, and now down just in the points from Jackster 20, but he may have some damage from colliding in the wall. That is definitely not what you want to see from AMS Risk, and he's going to be getting overtaken now by Jackster 20 for FRT, and that's going to be one more point to FRT's name, who's currently collecting 31 points as Bolero falls out in front. Is going to be leading the way, and also going to be a big battle here between VFR Prime, GSR Delta and Zinx Motion. Let's see, will be any movement from anyone else. Will the Ferrari look at the inside of Zinx Motion into turn 1? It looks like he might, but he thought about it. But he was never going to turn in the back there. Goes VFR Prime at GSR Delta. He's spun him round down there at turn 6 and 7. What has happened there? The brakes are far too late for VFR Prime for Rio Titan Esports. And GSR Delta's came off, was losing that position, but I believe he'll let him by now. That was very good sportsmanship from VFR Prime. I knew he made that mistake, but that was very late on the brakes for ETE Prime. But you've got to say, that was a good move from Prime, letting him back through and not causing any more collisions. Adds as well, maybe getting overtaken. BRT Ryan out the inside of TSR Cryptic. It's been an absolute hectic race start, should I say, sorry. And that's BRT Ryan up in 8th place and now following through his teammate. And first penalty of the day is handed to ETE, and it's Wilson who's picked it up from P12 on those medium tyres. Shall have a breather then. Jeez, that was a hectic start for the first part of this race. But at the front though, there are another 24 laps to go in this race. Bolero Fox leading the way for FRT. AMS Term still P2, and it's still Elite Risks looking at that Alpine as branded rear wing. Let's see then. We fall on a big collision at the back, and that's Flynn again. Collision, there's going to be a big spin for GSR Delta. GSR, I don't know if he's been collected or if he's spun himself, but GSR Delta is round at turn 4 there. What is going on with the Ferrari? And I believe I don't know if it's with the McLaren as well, but round goes GSR Delta, and out of the points goes GSR Delta. What is happening there? It looks like the Ferrari have carried the goal. He's going to go up the inside of VFR Prime before it's actually going to have to. He's got no front wing, VFR Prime. What's happened there? He might have had a collision with GSR Delta. I missed that there from that point. But VFR Prime's got no front wing, so he'll be right about this race. And that gives Gary the Goat a free position. Everyone else behind him will begin a 3-point position. It looks like Gary the Goat and IRT Kieran's battling their way with ETE Wilson. And Wilson's going to hold it around the outside of turn 9. But nothing going on there between those two. And Wilson makes switch to the inside line now. He's going to switch to the outside. Nothing happening still in this battle for P9 between Wilson and IRT Kieran. Very hectic start, very hectic start. I said every single lap pretty much. So many overtakes happening, so much carnage happening. VFR Prime will surely dive into the pit lane and get that front wing changed from the Mercedes mechanics. See, I'm sure we'll see the there we go, Mercedes into the pit lane for Euro Titan Esports, the Season 5 Tier 2 Drivers Champion, now down into P15 and completely out of the points. We'll soon be getting caught by the Alpine of AMS Risk after that spin at turn 1. Sorry, the last corner, should I say, as TSR Cryptic is now going to be getting under pressure from Gary the Goat DRS. So Gary the Goat DRS for TSR Cryptic, who's got lower downforce, who's got that better straight line speed on their car to try and make some sort of an overtake in this massive DRS train, but no one getting past anyone at the back though. VFR Prime and AMS Rush are going to be very close together actually on the exit. It looks like Prime is just tucked in behind the AMS Risk there as he goes into turn 4. BRT Ryan M still up here in P6 along with Ads, who's 3.8 seconds behind this front 4 of Bolero Fox, AMS Term, Elite Risks and Zinx Motion. Everyone in a different team. This is going to make for a very strong battle as it comes to the pit stop stage. Sorry about that one, folks, with a technical difficulty, but we're still here, battling away. Elite Risk was getting very close to the back of AMS Term. They are coming through that 1.2 kilometre straight at towards turn 6, but still no movement from anyone else. TSR Cryptic is very close to the back of BRT Ryan M in that Alfa Romeo and Alfa Tauri car. BRT Ryan M, speaking of the devil, 3-second time penalty for him. Looks like Cryptic had a big mistake there. He's actually ganged everyone up there. It looks like the Ferrari might be under pressure from IRT Kunis. Cryptic maybe been a bit of hold up here for his teammate behind. He's also going to be under pressure from ETE Wilson though. So let's see, starting off lap 8 now, 21 laps to go in this race. Will we see some movement down this back straight now with Cryptic? We seem to be, we've made some sort of mistake in that last sector as Gary the Goat is very, very close to the back of Cryptic. It looks like Cryptic's teammate Kieran is close to the back of Gary the Goat, and ET Wilson as well is closing up on IRT Kieran. Also he does have that 3-second time penalty though, so we'll see any movement down the straight. Let's jump on board the Mercedes. We've got a very nice view of this battle ahead. Will we see any sort of movement ahead? Cryptic's still got DRS luckily from being in with Ryan M. Is really making any sort of manoeuvres currently in this part of the race. DRS train galore, you could say, in this part. Articuno is flashing with ERS though. His ERS management not being the best at the back. That's AMS Risks again with a spin. With a spin round there at turn 4. That's unfortunate for the Alien Motorsport driver, and yeah, I believe that is not his best showing today, as he usually does. He's picked up a podium this season already. This is definitely not his best showing of this season, but nothing happening anywhere else. Just a big DRS train at the back though. It looks like Jackster 20 to the spin. It is Jackster 20 spinning round at turn 9 during the corner. He's lost it, and through goes the Haas of TTR Tondis, giving QRT that 1 point, and Jackster drops out of the points now. I believe he's got some damage maybe on that front wing. I don't know if it's just my game though. Yeah, he's got away with it, I think, of no damage luckily in that Williams car, but he's lost that 1 point position. But also Elite Risk is actually right on the back of AMS Term now coming down that straight. He still has 100% battery, does Elite Risk for SLR. Also it's currently FRT, VAMS, VSLR, VAERT. Will we see any movement so far? VFR Prime has actually lost it. Coming on the exit of turn 9. Is that going to be a safety car? It is! Our first safety car of the day comes at the start of lap 9. There you go, down the straight they all come. And that's a safety car, and ETE has unfortunately caused that safety car from Prime F1, who you could arguably say has not had the greatest of days out there. So, do we see pit stops then? Do we see anyone make a gamble on the medium tyres? You're going to be taking them for a minimum of at least 18 laps. I have no idea what people's tyre wear is on. I'm sure people in the chat will be able to tell me a bit more about that, but I don't think anyone will be pitting. Maybe someone might go for a little gamble on the mediums, but I'm sure we'll see how that plays out in the coming moments. See how it'll come through this final sector now. Will we see it then? Will we see anyone? Bolera Fox, AMS Term, Elite Risk, Saints Motion. Make that call. Bolera Fox is in, AMS Term is in, Elite Risk is in, and Zinc Motion follows him, and it looks like Bolera Fox is going to take that gamble on those medium tyres. Towards the end of the race, they will be a bit worn, but if we do gamble with another safety car, they might get away with it and be able to pit again. Looks like everyone's actually going to be in the pit lane, so it looks like it's going to be practically every single person is into the pits except BRT Ryan M. Surprisingly enough, he does not want a double stack down there. It looks like it's going to be a double stack down at an IRT. Kieran's going to be coming off worse than TSR Cryptic. He's going to lose a couple of positions down there, and now into P11. Simba Rocks still into the points for SLR now after that poor qualifying show from him. GSR Delta is back into the points after that spin he had, or if he got taken out or not, I don't know what happened there. TTR Tondis keeping his points position currently to Jackson, AMS Risks, and NRX Flynn still back here in Sector 2. He's having a bit of a struggle race down there as Flynn. He's had a couple of spins today, so he's got his chance now to catch back up with the safety car and keep this race going and see if he can claim some points for AERT. Alright then folks, let's see who we think is going to keep on. Will we see Bolero Fox convert still from being in the lead practically the whole race? He's going to have BRT Ryan M for company ahead of him. He's going to be ahead of him on the restart, right? Everyone else behind Ryan M from P2 to P9 is on fresh medium tyre, but AT Wilson on the hard tyre. He's going to be better towards the end of the race obviously, but if the medium guys can just protect their tyres a bit more during the back end of the race, they're going to be fine, and they should not, it shouldn't be too bad. Never mind, AT Wilson has left the session, unfortunately, so he's going to have to, try and get back in quickly. Let me see if I can just get him in quickly. Go give him an invite back. Right, you can see the tyres on the screen now for everyone that wants to see. See the yeah, pretty much 2 people on 3 people. You could probably count Flynn as well on fresh hard tyres. He risks 6 lap holds, so not the freshest. BR2 Ryan M just continuing his hard tyres from the start of the race. Flynn though is still not caught up to this safety car right now. We'll see what he's doing down here. See if he's actually trying to get himself up there. He comes down the sector 2 back straight now, trying to catch back up with the safety car as quick as he possibly can. Get this race going for us once again. Just waiting on NRX Flynn to come in. I thought there was a safety car in the slap there, but never mind. Flynn's still very far behind. You could say at least 19 seconds to be exact. When we see, I want to see what people think. Does NRX Flynn score points here, lads? What do we think? Does Flynn walk away with the point in P14? Does he score more for AERT, or are more people going to crash ahead of him? I want to see. Do people think Flynn gets points? You know it's bad when Grumpy says no, so I would yeah, I'm gonna suggest that he doesn't think that Flynn's gonna get points today. He's fucked his cell big time. Disappointment for Flynn. Disappointment. Usually good driver as well. He's actually off the track. Where's he going? Jesus. Well off the track there was Flynn, but caught back up with the field now, luckily. There he is. He's back in the race in the Aston Martin. Let's see. There we go. We're going to go round one more time and behind the safety car, I would think. And then we're going to be lights out again and get going. We're going to be 17 laps of pure racing, hopefully. No more safety car interactions. Delta said he got taken out, that's why he dropped. I see. I seen Prime had no front wing, so I'm going to guess he might have had some sort of collision with Delta, as Delta was on the spun and then Prime had no front wing by like 2 corners later. So I'm going to suggest that was what happened. Deleted Siege, absolute terrible game. I don't agree with that at all. I think Siege is a fantastic game. I think you're just bad at it, Nath, to be honest with you. I think that's just a poor showing from you. Here we go then, finally folks. We are in. We're finally back in. We're going to have some racing very, very shortly. BRT Ryan M for the Bunga Racing team will get us going. He's going to have everyone behind him on fresh, medium tyres. I believe those tyres will easily go to the end now, with that safety car being out that one lap a little bit longer. Ryan M on the old hard tyres. He's going to have to pit at some points. He's probably hoping for another safety car. See then, Ryan M through the last 3 corners. It comes through turn 14, that is now. Will he be going early? Will he be leaving it as right as possibly late as he can? See, turn 15 he comes through. He seems to have gone earlier than everyone probably thought he would. Yeah, he's going to fly for the final corner now and get us back going underway here in Artemis Esports Championship. Tier 1, Bolero Fox is going to be put in term. Term actually going to put Bolero Fox right under pressure there. I thought it was Term on Bolero Fox, but I thought it was Bolero Fox on Term, sorry, but it's Term on Bolero Fox. We'll see them. Will we see Term get back past Bolero Fox? So Term was a 10th and a half clear on pole. Bolero Fox jumped him into turn 1 on the start of the race. Will Term maybe go for it now with a bit more battery to play and a bit better tyres? Oh, we see it then on the straight he comes. Ryan M to be right under pressure from Bolero Fox coming down the straight. Will Bolero Fox go for it? Nice and early on BRT. Ryan M defends the inside line very, very aggressively, very early on. Around the outside, maybe going to look to it. Bolero Fox breaking later than BRT. Ryan M up the inside. He comes, going to bang wheels, but it's going to be through. Goes Bolero Fox and back into the lead of the race. And Ryan M's going to have AMS Term to deal with on the exit of the corner. And AMS Term and Bolero Fox are through on Ryan M, and those hard tyres don't seem to be keeping up, and that's going to be Term right on the back of Bolero Fox. And Term going down the inside now into turn 9. He goes for the lead now for lap 13 and 29. AMS Term and Bolero Fox, the wheel to wheel they go, but Term back through he goes for Alien Motorsport, and it's Term that leads the way now with 16 laps to go. And Elite Risks getting through on BRT. Ryan is back up the inside of the SLR driver on the curb on the inside, and Elite Risks makes it back to what it was, a Term P1, Bolero Fox P2 and Elite Risks in P3. What a move that was by AMS Term, getting through on Bolero Fox. He's now got all of it to work for, get back past AMS Term, and he might not leave it too late on. Behind them though, Zinx Motion is very close to the back of Ryan M. Seems to be holding up a bit around the outside though. Comes Zinx Motion, the Aston Martin. That was a nice manoeuvre there from Zinx Motion as BRT Ryan M letting ads past there. Looks like Ryan M's getting overtaken again by Teaser. Couldn't Ryan M! He's almost in the wall! Looks like they might put Gary the Goat off track there, and Gary the Goat had to take avoided an action, and Brent gets through. Brent's going to look for another overtake up the inside on BRT Ryan M. This is an absolute disastrous start from Ryan M. From P1 to P8 in the space of a lap and a quarter. And Brent's getting back through on Ryan M, and Brent is going to be, no, it's Ryan M, sorry, getting overtaken by Brent. It looks like they're going to go wheel to wheel down towards turn 6 now. Will there be anyone coming in? And we see Brent through the inside. He comes, and then we see Brent back round the outside and up the inside, and changing every single time they take a corner, and Brent is through again, and it's going to be Ryan M back down to P8 and Brent into P7. Will Ryan M use a bit more battery? It's going to be a massive battle behind between E.T. Wilson and Gary the Goat, and it looks like Wilson's up the inside on Gary the Goat. He's on much fresher tyres, on the medium tyres right now, and the hards though still fresh, and Ryan M's off the track blocking up Gary the Goat, and E.T. Wilson going to get down the inside and up the outside of RT Ryan M, changing every single corner. There's a different line for everyone, and E.T. Wilson's doing that's Ryan M from P1 to P10. That is absolutely disastrous for the Bunga Racing Team drivers. Got Delta as well for company. Ryan has been a massive holder of Red Bull, and he's now diving into the pits, and that was, I cannot believe what I've just watched over the last 2 laps with Ryan M causing absolute carnage, but we do love to see it. Gary the Goat very, very close still to E.T. Wilson, who's still obviously on those hard compound of tyre. Will we see then any manoeuvres from anyone at the front? Bolero Fox has dropped a bit back now from AMS Term. It was originally 5/10 of a gap, now 7.5 tenths of a gap. Term is still going to be sticking in it, but DRS is back enabled. Elite Risks will try and close up to Bolero Fox, who was leading every single lap of this race until that safety car restart, with Term go back up the inside of him at turn 9. Elite Risks though still looking at the rear wing of that Williams as they all come through turn 7 and now towards turn 8. They come to the straight, they come DRS as we get AMS Risks and Jackster going wheel to wheel through there at turn 7. It looks like Jackster's through, and up into the points goes Jackster 24 FRT, who've currently got a driver in P2 and a driver down in P14. This DRS train is getting back to what it was before. Everyone back in their places. DRS now enabled for the next 14 laps of racing here in Yas Marina, but it's AMS Term leading the way from Bolero Fox, and Elite Risks rounds out the podium so far. That was incredible to say the least, that restart there. Ryan M giving us a very fun restart to watch. That was exactly what we want to see. We're going to start off lap 16 though, and his Term is actually almost breaking the DRS now from Bolero Fox in that Williams car. He's going to be able to get DRS coming down the straight. He's out of the gap though, but as they all fly through the first sector looking towards down to turn 5, the long left-handed corner, I believe he's just going to get in enough for that DRS. He will get in to that DRS of Term, who's burned a lot of his battery to say the least at the front there. He's using every single bit of battery that he's got to try and keep ahead of Bolero Fox and try and break that gap of the DRS to try and see if Elite Risk can go for a move on Bolero Fox and give SLR some more points in their lead in their for the championship. They are currently leading the way with 108 points. They are 30 points clear of Bunga Racing Team, but only have ads in the top 5. BRT Ryan Elsie just pitting. That's Gary the Goat battling away with E.T. Wilson, but Gary the Goat through he comes and up into P8 for GSR. Elite Risks drops out of DRS, it seems, of Balera Fox, who's closed up a lot now on AMS Term, who's barely got any ERS to save himself with GSR Delta and ET Wilson going to wheel again at turn 9, and ET Wilson up the inside on the hard tyre. Through he goes into P9 in that Mercedes car. Fantastic manoeuvre there from ET Wilson on Gary the Goat. It's going to be a massive fight between GSR and ETE Wilson. Obviously, I would say ETE, but VFR Prime DNF early on has caused this race to be a bit anticlimactic for Eurotitan Esports, as Wilson barely in the points right now, and P9 not scoring a lot for his team, who currently sit P8 in the Tier 1 stands. Lap 17 though of 29, 12 laps to go in this race. AMS Term still leading the way. Balera Fox has closed that gap a lot in the last 2 laps. He was originally almost out of DRS at this point last lap. This time though, he's closed up a lot. He's got a bit more ERS to use than what Term has. Term, last time we checked, about 17% to his name. Term a bit better on the exit there, but DRS now, and it might try to use some battery on the straight. Does Balera Fox, 1.2 km long straight, 14 seconds you are on the throttle all the way down this straight, and it looks like Balera Fox will be closing up enough to maybe try eye up a move into turn 9, just like Term did 3 laps ago, getting past Balera Fox at turn 9, that long banked left hand corner. Still though, no movement from these two at the front. No one really moving anywhere on the field currently with the DRS train. That is still in play. A big massive gap though from Cryptic to Brent from 6 and 7. Brent 2.3 seconds behind. That's going to be a battle between Delta and ETE Wilson, and Delta through on Wilson, and Brent getting overtaken by Gary the Goat. Gary the Goat making manoeuvres for fun it seems, and Brent's still there though on the inside, but Gary the Goat through he goes, and he's up into P7. He is making moves for fun in that Scuderia Ferrari 4 ground effect spec racing team. An MS Term still leads the way for the time being. SLR Elite Risk is closing up to him as well, and that's NRX Flynn at the back. 3 second time penalty for him, and you have to arguably say this is a disastrous race for Flynn and AERT. Zinx Motion though still keeping this race alive for all the racing team. IRT Kieran is up, picking up a 3 second time penalty. Everyone at the back seems to like a time penalty, to say the least. They don't like keeping it in between those white lines. Zinx Motion very close to the back now of that McLaren as he comes out of turn 5 towards turn 6. Down the straight they come, DRS open for the Aston Martin, with McLaren ahead of him, who's closing up to Balera Fox ahead, who's also trying to close up to AMS Term ahead of him. Still this long DRS train down that straight. Brent closing up to Gary the Goat, who got by him just 1 lap ago on lap 17. Lap 18 though, Brent still looks to be closing up on Gary. He's got DRS to assist him now to maybe try and go for some sort of manoeuvre on the Ferrari into turn 9. We've seen Gary the Goat get around the outside of Brent last lap, get round there, but Brent not close enough in that Red Bull Honda powered car to get by him, it seems at least, and that's Brent as well closing up to Delta's teammate Gary, who's it seems to be struggling a bit. He's dropped out of that 2.7 gap to 3.1 second of a gap, so long race to go though still, with everyone still there. And also there's going to spin that Zinx Motion is in the wall for AERT. I don't know what's happened there with him. Is he going to be in the pits for a new front wing? No, he's still going though, luckily, but I don't know what happened there. It must have been a big mistake at turn 14. I don't know what happened there with the Aston Martin, but he's just dropped out of all the points for AERT. I think they're scoring about 4 points right now up there in P11, and also Flynn down there in P15, who's 2.7 seconds behind Jackster. So no movement though anywhere else. That was a big moment there in this race, and that's given adds a P4 for Bunga Racing Team, trying to keep it together with SLR. At the back though, Ryan M getting by AMS Risks, who's still in the pits for AEC Motorsport for the 3rd time in this race after that spin once again. As I said, not a lot of movement anywhere else. No one really getting any manoeuvres done. GSR Delta's closing up again to Brent. He's going to have a nice run on him coming out of this corner here using the battery. Brent also burning the battery to make sure he doesn't get any sort of manoeuvre done. He's going to try and force him into a move on the Gary the Goat. His teammate may go round the side, goes Brent on Gary the Goat. Looks like GSR Delta could be up the inside on Brent, who's going to give him enough space. Look, oh, now goes Gary! Gary's off and Brent's off the track, and GSR Delta gets through the both of them. Gary spinning at the exit of turn 9, and Brent just to run wide there, trying to avoid Gary, and GSR Delta came off better than them. He gets up 2 positions now, and up into P6 for GSR goes Delta. into the pit saying, goes AMS Terran. What's Terran pitting for? I'm not sure what he's doing there. He's pit again for some mediums. I don't know what the decision is for AMS there. I don't know what the engineers are saying to him, but that's a pit stop, and that hands Bolero Fox the lead of the race. Elite Risks now into that McLaren, going to be eyeing up some sort of manoeuvre here, coming down this straight in that McLaren car, looking to get some more points for SLR. If he can get past Bolero Fox, that'll give him more there. But AMS Term, he's pinned it in the pit lane. The Challenger's driver has brought out the safety car for the second time in this race. Term has pinned it into the wall. What is going on there? He's pinned. Oh my goodness me. Term, what is he doing? He's out the session as fast as he can. That's so disappointing. AMS Term. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. AEC is something special sometimes. Term binning it in the wall. That throws away his race, and that gives Bolero Fox the lead now. He's officially got that lead, and Elite Risk as well, going to be able to go for that win, and adds onto the podium now. Officially, he's up into P3, and he can battle away for that win with Elite Risk and Bolero Fox, and TSR Cryptic is their P4 for IRT. Here's your penalty situation for you, Kiwi. Everyone on 3 seconds that are on the screen now. Flynn and Ryan, Kieran and Wilson all on 3 seconds. Everyone, I believe they might be pitting for some soft tyres here. Let's have a look in the window. I believe it's new mediums for everyone. Let's see, yeah, everyone onto some new mediums except Gary the Goat. He is staying out in that Ferrari car. He wants to stay out in that Scuderia, trying to see if he can hold out those tyres until the end of the race. We've seen it at the last safety car. BRT Ryan M tried that, and you could say it didn't really pay off. You can see where he is now. He was P1 at one point, so yeah, that did not work out for him. But Bolero Fox in the fresh tyres, and look who's up in P2, folks. NRX Flynn from all the way at the back of the grid. Flynn's up there in P2. He stayed out on the hard tyres. You've got to have a check of the tyre. What is he on? 12 lap hards. Ryan M was on the exact same last time he was there. Will Flynn be able to score points now for AERT? Old hards till the end of the race, you've got to think. Probably about 6 or 7 laps of racing. Once everyone gets crowded back up by the safety car, will we see Flynn hold out the rest of the field and get a podium for AERT? Alright then, here we go. Finally back into racing mode. We're going to have 6 laps of racing till the end of the race, hopefully. No more safety cars. Practically everyone except Gary and Flynn on fresh tyres, and BRT Ryan M also not on the freshest of tyres. But Gary the GOAT is going to lead the way. He's got a roadblock behind him, you should say, and NRX Flynn, who's apparently not had the setup for today, according to what Grumpy has been telling me in the chat. Cobalda term binned it in the pits, and that's why we have another safety car. TTR Tondis is he's through on Kieran somehow. I don't know what's happened there, but yeah, there you go. Kieran's back through. But Gary the GOAT, he's going to lead the way on this restart for, hopefully this will be the last restart of the day, and we can have racing right until the checkered flag comes out. Gary the GOAT then rounds the final corner. Lap 23 of 29, he doesn't win the final corner quite fast, he runs it nice and slow though, and he gets us going. This is going to be a big battle off the start, and Blair Fox going to try to get through, and NRX Flynn as early as he can. Flynn's going to break late, Blair Fox round the outside on NRX Flynn. Flynn can't do anything else. There's going to be big battles there, and Blair Fox is back through on NRX Flynn. That was not left far too late at all, and through he goes, and NRX Flynn is spun round. Flynn is round, and away he goes. The man has been last all race. It's back to where he belongs, back there in last place. GSR Delta through there on Ads as well. Big fights in this midfield. Looks like Ads as well. It's going to be right on the back of GSR Delta as they all come through the next part of the track. Gary the GOAT is still leading the way from Bolero Fox, and Elite Risk at the front there. Looks like Crypt is going to be going down the inside on Elite Risk. Right, breaking really late there. Was Agil's going to run into the back of the Alpha Tower. He has to let GSR Delta back through, and Brent is right on the back of Ads all the way through this next part of the track. Towards the end of sector 2 they come. Big battle still going on behind them between Simba Rocks and BRT Ryan M on the old medium tyre, and Simba Rocks. Well, look at the front, there's Gary the GOAT getting overtaken by Bolero Fox, and Bolero Fox back in the lead of the race, the exact same place the term got by him on the last safety car. Bolero Fox lead the race, and this could be the moment that he takes that first win for FRT in AEC Tier 1. If you keep this clean, keep it there until the end of the race, he's going to take that win for future racing team. Elite Risk as well will try and get through Gary the GOAT as fast as he can and keep challenging on. Looks like Simba Rocks is going to be pushing Sinks Motion off the track. He still goes wheel to wheel through the last corner. Sinks Motion and Simba Rocks, one off the track goes Sinks Motion and Simba Rocks. They're still going wheel to wheel into turn 1 they go, and Simba Rocks backs out and gives Sinks Motion the space he deserves, and through he goes back into P8. That was a massive battle there for P8 between Simba Rocks and Zinks Motion. Simba Rocks so might have the chance to go back up the inside now, looking at the turn 5 at this long left-handed corner. He's going to get a nice one on the straight, and it looks like Elite Risk is really closed up now to the back of Gary the GOAT. That McLaren car seems to be flying all the way down. He goes down the inside, sorry, not around the outside, down the inside he goes on Gary the GOAT. He's going to try and battle it away, does Gary. Tried to hold it around the outside, but there is nothing he can do about how fresh those mediums are. Bolero Fox has already broke the DRS, but Elite Risk has definitely got the pace to catch back up and challenge him for this race when Gary's going to try and keep himself in there. He's actually really closing up now to the back of the McLaren. Will Gary go for it again on the old medium tyres? Can Gary got the inside on Elite Risks? Elite Risk holds it on the outside, and Gary the GOAT has actually made it cost himself a bit of time there. TSR Cryptic might try to get by for this final podium place, and Ads as well down there in P6. GSR Delta having this is a really good result here for Ground Effect Spec Racing League, and that's Gary the GOAT still holding up, and GSR Delta's going to get through on TSR Cryptic, go wheel to wheel, and Delta's off the track, and Cryptic's getting through, and Ads is getting involved as well. This is a massive battle for the final podium place. Gary the GOAT trying to play some good team hold up play for GSR Delta as they open to the final corner, starting off lap 25, 4 laps to go in this race, but it's Bolero Fox from Elite Risk from Gary the GOAT, maybe not for long as TSR Cryptic thought about the outside line early on in that corner, but nothing happening so far there. Still massive battles going on though, from P3 into P7 with Brent, and also Zinks Motion getting involved as well. So going to be big battles down the outside, round the outside. Loads of manoeuvres happening there, and it looks like Crypt is getting overtaken by Delta, who's had perfect hold up from his teammate there, and his teammate's going to try and shove TSR Cryptic all the way to the edge of the wall. He's practically off the track. It's TSR Cryptic and GSR Delta. It's up at the podium place as long we go. TSR Cryptic down the inside he goes on GSR Delta. They're battling away still. Big crashes in. It looks like someone might have spun round, but it looks like they've all got through. Couldn't the Edge? Never mind. Edge is up there in the P5 now. Cryptic P4 Delta still holds on to P3 currently, and TTR Tondis is up in a P8 for QRT. That'll be a great result for them. We're trying to score more points than FRT, but looks like FRT will be getting 30 points from Bolero. Still massive fights going on between ET Wilson and Jackster. Jackster for FRT now on the outside at turn 9 on ET Wilson. Wilson still battling away with Jackster. Jackster still at the inside line for turn 10, turn 11 as well. Do they come at turn 12? ET Wilson holds it on the inside, and Jackster still there on the outside. They're battling away really hardly, and it's there you go, Jackster through on ET Wilson. That was incredible battling all the way through that lap from everyone there, and everyone's going for it now. There's 3 more laps to go. Here we go then, Bolero Fox, not a fan favourite in the chat it seems. Elite Risks is still keeping the pressure on the FRT man. He's a lot more battery than what Elite Risks has, should I say. Delta 2.7 seconds back. He's going to have TSR Cryptic for company very, very shortly. Cryptic able to go for it after getting a nicer exit than what Delta has as he come down the straight now in the Alpha Tauri car. Will it be the moment now for TSR Cryptic to pick that inside line up early and go for the manoeuvre into turn 6 and turn 7. Nothing happening again there between those two. Cryptic has closed up a lot on the Ferrari as he comes up the hill there, keeping it in between the white lines. No one going off the track, and at the front it's still Elite Risk of DRS now on a Bolero Fox, and TSR Cryptic is closing on GSR Delta, but no manoeuvres anywhere else. BRTYN entered a spin down there at the back, and AMS Risk is having a nice battle with Gary the Goat, oh, it's a safety car! What? Where has that came from? BRT YNM spun round, and that's caused a safety car. He's got no front wing. There must be debris on the track, and that's a safety car right there, and that is really a confusing one to say the least. But I'm guessing there'll be no more pit stops until the end of the race. Yeah, Flynn and Ryan, you've got to say they are the dream team for a 15-16. But yeah, that is not that was not what you want to see. Bolero Fox will lead the way in this safety car. Everyone's got to make sure that they catch up to this safety car. Gary the Goat and Kieran are into the pits. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know if they want to go on soft. I guess they're going to go soft tyre until the end. They've got nothing to lose, obviously. Flynn's going to be in the pits for some softs as well, but they've got to make sure that they catch up to the safety car in time. Otherwise, they're going to be left behind, because the safety car must come in at the end of this lap. We're going to have 2 laps of pure racing then. Everyone's going to be going for as many positions as they possibly can. This is giving Elite Risks the perfect chance to go for it on Bolero Fox. Bolero Fox has led practically every single lap of this race, other than when AMS Term got by him, who then sadly binned it in the pit lane. So this is giving Bolero Fox a perfect chance to take the first win for FRT in this season's AEC Tier 1. They are currently struggling for points, to say the least. They are currently last since the standings were updated from Kota. Have not been updated from Belgium, unfortunately, so I don't know if they're last anymore, but this will definitely help them in their charge for the Tier 1 title. But SLR are still scoring major points. It looks like those soft guys won't catch the safety car, as it's going to be coming in right now at the end of this lap. Bolero Fox, for the first time somehow in this race, will lead the way for the safety car restart. Elite Risks hasn't gained that much ERS back from the safety car not being out that long. GSR Delta now might be able to take that P2 spot off of Elite Risks for SLR and for GSR as well. We're going to be going for their first, after trying to follow up from that maiden win last week by Blades Zafis, who picked up that Belgian win by about 5 seconds in the wet, rain-soaked Spa-Francorchamps circuit. Here we go then, folks. 2 more laps of pure racing indeed. This is the time that we have to see everyone going for it. Everyone will want positions for their team, trying to do their best for their team. 2 more laps. So happy to say thank you for all 42 of you for tuning in to today's stream. 2 more laps to go in AEC Tier 1 Abu Dhabi. Bolero Fox will round that second last corner. Now the final corner for the second last time in this race. Bolero Fox will run across the line, and we'll see him where he goes. Bolero Fox will lead the way from Elite Risks and GSR Delta, who will be going for it. He'll be pushing every single corner to try and catch Elite Risks for P2. Looks like Bolero Fox had a big mistake at turn 1. Looks like he's going to give Elite Risks a perfect chance to maybe go for it early on. Then I might have thought we might go for it maybe down the inside. There'll be no DRS active for this battle. It's going to be down the inside maybe from Elite Risks on Bolero Fox. Bolero Fox holds the outside lane. Elite Risks is still there on the inside. No movement so far. Elite Risks leads the race. Bolero Fox leads the race. They'll go wheel to wheel all the way down the straight. Bolero Fox is still in there for the Williams car. GSR Delta's going to get in there as well. Will they be 3 wide into turn 6? No movement so far. Elite Risk up the inside again on Bolero Fox. Bolero Fox shoved to the inside. Elite Risk is still battling away. And through goes Elite Risk. And through goes Delta. What a manoeuvre that was from GSR Delta. Get a fantastic exit. And up comes TSR Cryptic now on Bolero Fox. What's happened here for Bolero Fox? That turn 1 squabble has really ruined it. GSR Delta has gone for the lead of the race on lap 28 at 29. It's an absolute incredible restart from Delta, who's battling away for the race lead, but Elite Risks has taken it back. What a start that is. What a restart that is, sorry, by Elite Risks, who gets back through into P1, and GSR Delta will still battle away one more time. We've got one more lap of racing here in AEC Tier 1. Elite Risks for SLR. Let's go for SLR's second win of the season after that 1-2 they got in Imola by Firmsy. As GSR Delta's going to go for it, maybe on Elite Risk earlier on. Bolero Fox is still in there as well, using all that ERS. TSR Cryptic cannot be ruled out either. Anakin Simba rocks, who's up into P5 after that P17 start. And quality, this has been a fantastic race for the Summit League Racing team. Coming down towards turn 5 now, tumbling down the straights they go. And there's no one making any manoeuvres so far, except from the back, whereas Ads and BRT Ryan M, who are now completely out of the points. 1 point it will be for BRT. Down the straight they come. Will we see anyone get close enough to go for it? They're all using their ERS. Delta's closing. He's closing. He's closing. He looks at the inside line. Will it be late braking from Delta? Nothing so far from Delta. Running a bit wide there though is Elite Risks. We've seen that iconic message from Total Will for this point in the race last time. It was the last lap. It was a controversial overtake, but here comes GSR Delta around the outside before turn 9 even comes. Elite Risk is still in there though. They're battling away. No ERS for Delta. No ERS for Elite Risk. They're still going for it wheel to wheel. Elite Risk is up the inside. GSR Delta on the outside. They're still going for it around turn 9. They go wheel to wheel all the way through this last sector. Elite Risk is still battling away. GSR Delta's keeping himself in there. He can't keep going anymore. Elite Risk is on the inside of the inside line. GSR Delta on the outside. Elite Risk is keeping himself in there. GSR Delta can't keep it away. Elite Risk is spun round almost, but GSR Delta looks like he's done it for Ground Effect Spec Racing Team. GSR Delta for GSR wins in Abu Dhabi. Bolero Fox home in P2, Elite Risks in P3, TSR Cryptic P4, Simba Rocks in P5, TTR Tomdies in P6, Jackster P7, Gary the Goat P8, AMS Rex home in P9, Brent P10, ET Wilson P11, IRT Kieran P12, NRX Flynn then end up scoring some points, ladies and gentlemen, in P13, and Zink's Motion home with no front wing in P14. Oh, what a finish that was. My voice is absolutely gone. As Murray Walker would say, I've got a lump in my throat. That was incredible racing from Delta, from Bolero Fox, from Elite Risk. BRT Ryan M is in the wall at the last corner. This has not been his day, to say the least. He crossed the line though. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. What a race that was. Bolero Fox, you could say he might have bottled that win there. He was on for the win the whole race between him and AMS Term. Term binned it in the pits. It gave Bolero Fox the perfect chance to try and take the win, but it wasn't enough. Delta, what a manoeuvre around the outside at turn 9. He kept himself in there the whole time with him and Elite Risk. He kept it clean all the way through. But wow, that was incredible. There you go then, your final Tier 1 race results. GSR Delta taking that top spot. Bolero Fox home in P2. Elite Risks settled for P3 in the end after a hectic battle with Delta all the way through the last lap. Cryptic in P4. Simba Rocks P5, TTR Tondies in P6, Jacksta 20, P7, Gary the Goat P8 for GSR. What a race that was for SLR, FRT and GSR as well. AMS Risks P9, Brent P10, ET Wilson P11, Kieran P12, Flynn P13, Zink's Motion P14, Ads Ryan M were home there, 15-16 finishing race, and a 2 DNFers, VFR Prime and AMS Term, the man that was looking so strong at one point, binning it in the pit lane. There you go then, folks. I hope that was enjoyable. It was to commentate on. That was a fantastic way to finish off that Abu Dhabi race. Congratulations to Delta and all of the guys in GSR for that fantastic drive at the end. So I hope you can all tune in next week, next Wednesday. We are here again, the exact same time, 8 PM UK. We'll be here for, I believe, it is going to be, I'm going to check for you right now, the next race will be around Hungary, so that will be another exciting race to watch. I hope you're all ready for next week. I've been Greener and I hope you've all enjoyed the stream. See you all next time.